Want to make some money from Facebook ads? Then you need to watch this video, because in this video I'm going to show you the best way to structure your ads to maximize profits when testing and when scaling your Facebook campaigns. So many people get this wrong, and it's easily one of the most common questions that I get asked practically on a daily basis. So if you want to learn how to go from this to this, then make sure you stick around until the end of the video. So the first thing that you need to do when creating your campaigns, your test campaigns, is choose the right objective. And it amazes me how many times people fail at this point. So the right objective that you need to be picking is conversion, purchase. That is the objective, the only one you need if you want to get sales. Everything else isn't going to make sales. So for example, PPE, that is all around engagement. Right? Engagement. You've got video views, which is obviously all around video views. And then you've got things like your add to cart, which is obviously all about add to carts. Okay? None of this. You don't want any of this, because all of this isn't going to get you sales. It's going to collect you data. It's a great way to collect data and try and optimize the pixel a bit more, but it's going to cost you more money. If you're looking for quick sales in order to maximize kind of profits, then you need to sort of just ignore all of this. No matter what people tell you, you just don't need any of that. What you need to focus on is the purchase objective. This is the only objective you need if you want to make sales. So with that being said, you have your objective in place, you have your purchase objective in place. So how do you create a test campaign? What is the best way of creating a test campaign? So the way I like to do it with all of my stores and how I tell all my students in the academy, how I speak to all my clients, this is kind of the strategy I use. So you're going to have your campaign. So this is your campaign, okay? And then within the campaign, you want to test which ads are going to perform the best. So to do that, what I generally like to do is I like to create a number of different ad sets within this campaign, okay? So let's just say, we'll just go with 4 ad sets here. It really doesn't matter. I mean, 3, 4, 5 ad sets is enough really just to test your ads at this point. So you're gonna have ad set 1, and then you're gonna have ad set 2, and ad set 3, and ad set 4, okay, in this example. So you've got 4 ad sets, and in each one of these ad sets, what you wanna have in there is you wanna have some kind of broad interest. Okay, so let's just say you were doing something about lipstick. Okay, one of your broad interests in here could be beauty, for example, beauty, yeah? Or you could have something like makeup, something like that. That could be the broad interest that you have. So one could have beauty in it, one could have makeup in it, and then you could have 2 other broad interests in there that are going to give you a wide, like a really big audience, basically. Because what we're doing here in this test campaign, so this is the test campaign, okay? So all we're doing, we're not testing the interest at this point, we're testing the ads. So now within each of these ad sets, I'm going to have three or more ads. Could have 3 as a minimum, and this is the same for each one of these, okay? And then here you'll have ad 1, ad 2, and ad 3. And this is the same for this one, and this one, okay? Same kind of structure. Then each of these ads will be something different, okay? So in ad 1, it could be a video ad. Ad 2 could be a picture. And then ad 3 could be a carousel ad, for example. Or you could have 3 videos, or you could have 3 pictures, or you could have 3 carousel ads, or you could have 2 videos and a picture, or 2 videos and a carousel ad. It doesn't really matter, as long as you're testing different variations of your ads, What you could do is have all 3 videos being the same, and the only difference between the 3 videos is the first 3 to 5 seconds of the video, the hook, the scroll stopper. Change the first 3 to 5 seconds, but then the rest of the video is identical. So now you've got 3 ads, and the only variations are the first 3 seconds. And that is a good way to test. It's a good way to test whether, which one of these ads is working, whether it's ad 1, whether it's ad 2, or whether it's ad 3. And then with these broad audiences and replicating, you just duplicate these into the other ad sets. So all these ads will appear 3 times in each one. So you'll have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 in here. And then with these ads in each of these, you can test which ones are performing the best. So to do that, what you need to do is you need to look at each of your ads. So group all of your ads together. So ad 1, then you're going to have ad 2, and you'll have ad 3. So group all of your ads together within your Facebook ad account and look at the metrics. So what you're looking for is you're looking at your click-through rates, your cost per clicks. And then you can be looking at, say, 95% video views to see how many people watch that. Or you could then be looking at, your add to cart, your initiate checkouts, and any purchases that you may have got during that test phase. And then with each of these, you can, score them. So score each ad against these metrics, which had the best CTR. So it could be, ad 1, CPC could have been ad 1. 95%, you might find that ad 2, people watched more kind of thing. Add to cart could have been ad 3. Initiate checkout, ad 3, and then purchase, ad 3, for example. And you could see something like that. And also another one as well, CPMs, check your CPMs, which ad has the lowest CPMs. You might find that ad 3 has the lowest CPMs, okay? So if that's the case and you were looking at this and you could see that, ad 1 and ad 1's getting the best click-through rate, ad 1's getting the best, cost per click as well, kind of thing. Ad 2's getting, more people are watching ad 2, so it's more engaged in terms of watch time, but they're not clicking through as much. And then ad 3, they maybe not be clicking through as much, they're not watching as much, but through ad 3, they're obviously buying a lot and your CPMs are lower. So if I was looking at this, I'd be looking at either ad 1 or ad 3. These would be potentially one of the two ads that I'd go with. And then depending on how close these costs were between these two ads would determine which ad I went for. So let's just say there weren't much difference. I ended up going with ad 3, for example. So you have to compare each of these ads to determine which one of these kind of metrics are performing the best. And then once they are, ad 3 is performing the best. So that is the ad that you're now going to take into interest testing. So within your interest testing campaign, you're going to have a new campaign. So this is going to be a campaign, it's all going to be to do with interest. Again, you're using the purchase conversion objective within this campaign. And in here, what you want to do now is you want to test ad sets. That is the whole point of this. So in here, you could have 4 or 5 ad sets, for example. I'm just going to do this quick. 4 or 5 ad sets. So ad set 1, ad set 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then within each of these ad sets, you're going to have that winning ad. So in this example, it was ad 3. Doing this quick, but it's really messy, but you get the idea. So add 3, and then the same for these. So 3, 3, and 3, for example. Okay, so all these are ad 3s. Okay, so now you've got your purchase conversion campaign up here, and inside of that you've got 3, 4, 5 different ad sets. Okay, in each of these ad sets you want to have a single interest. So each one of these will have a single relevant interest to whatever product you're selling. So let's just say we were doing lipstick for the example of this. Ad set 1, you might have beauty as your interest. I keep spelling beauty wrong. Beauty is your interest. Ad set 2, you might have makeup. Really not very good at writing on this. Ad set 3, you might have somebody who's in the makeup space. I don't know. Let's just put Kim Kardashian, for example. You could have Kim Kardashian in ad set 3. In ad set 4, you might have, trying to think of a makeup brand. It's probably the bad category for me to select, but let's, I don't know, MAC. Is MAC a makeup brand? I think MAC's a makeup brand. You could have MAC in there, for example, and then, ad set 5 could have, say, something like Sephora. You could test in there, for example. And each one of these, that ad 3 is your best ad. You've already tested it, so this is working already. This is working well. So at this point now, all we're doing is testing which one of these interests is profitable. That's all we want to do at this point. And at this point, you're testing, finding out which interests are profitable, and you want to leave it running until you hit your break-even point. So with your break-even point, if the product costs you, say, $5, and you're selling it for $30, then that means you have a $25 margin. So that means you can spend $25 per ad set in order to make a sale before you start making a loss on that ad set. So the more margin you have, the easier it becomes to get that sale, because it's, it gives you more chance to acquire it. So for every $25 spent per ad set, you should make a sale. And if you get one sale within or less than $25, then that equals profit. Okay? So that's kind of the simple side of it. So $5 to buy, including your shipping. You sell it for $30, means you get $25 margin. That means you can spend up to $25 to get a sale, which gives you the profit. Okay? So from here, let's just say then, let's just clear this. Let's just say out of those 5 ad sets you tested, ad set 1, ad set 3, and ad set 4, for example. So ad set 1, ad set 3, and ad set 4 were profitable. What you want to do then is you want to find similar interests to these within this interest testing that you're doing, okay? So find similar interests. So let's just say, I don't know, let's just say it was beauty. I keep spelling beauty wrong. Let's just say beauty was the most profitable one. So that means that, you know, to find another interest that is similar to that, you could do something like, I don't know, fashion, let's just say. You know, beauty and fashion are quite closely linked. You could test fashion as a niche to see if that works. This is a really sort of basic example. Let's just do another one. Let's just say, I don't know, snowboarding. Let's just say you were doing another product, ignore this one. Let's say you were doing snowboarding. Ad set 3 had snowboarding as an interest. Then a similar interest you could try could be something like skiing, for example, because that's kind of similar to that. So you'd find your profitable kind of ad sets, so whatever your profitable ad set was, and then create, you know, duplicate it and create a new ad set with a similar interest to find something that's going to be similar in the hopes that that'll be profitable too. In this, you know, similar interest, again, you would have your winning ad. So in this case, your ad was winning ad 3. We would carry winning ad 3, just duplicate it from this campaign here into this one here, and then, duplicate it from this winning ad set here into this ad set here, and then you're going to have your winning ad in this similar kind of campaign. So then once you've, you know, done this a few times, what you should find is you should have a bunch of ad sets now that are profitable. So let's just say you have 5 ad sets that are profitable over a number of days, and it's all well and good, and you've been spending, I don't know, let's just say, you know, $50 a day on this campaign, okay? So this entire campaign has cost you $50 a day, and in here, each one of these has been profitable for you over say a 5 or 7 day period. These are all profitable. So now we know these are working well. So what we need to do now is duplicate this entire group of ad sets and ads into a brand new campaign. Okay, so your new campaign will come down here, but in this case, you might start this at say $200 a day, but you know that all 5 of these ads are working well. Okay. So just leave these running. You don't have to turn these off. Leave them running because they're working well. You know, don't ever switch off an ad or an ad set that's profitable. Leave it running. $200 a day on the new one. Again, these are just duplicates. So it's ad set 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 from up here. But we're putting them down here into this new campaign. And then within each of these ad sets, you're then going to have ad 3. Okay, it's the same ad. We'll just carry it across. The only difference between these two campaigns now is the budget. That is the only difference between them. Okay, so now you've got a $200 budget and a $50 budget campaign running to these profitable ones. So now you're spending $250 a day for these. But then with this, they should carry on being profitable. And that is really kind of the basics behind testing ads initially to figure out which one, you know, which gives you the most engagement. And then, you know, testing interest in order to find some profitable interests here. And then once you test those interests and you find profitable ones, you then convert them into this kind of scaling campaign here. Okay. Now, if you wanted to go to $500 a day, you can do that kind of thing. But when you start moving into that kind of that $500 a day sort of, you know, budget level, what you're going to be doing is you're going to have a campaign here that's $500 a day, for example. But you're going to have to start doing some kind of manual bidding on it because Facebook is just going to blow through this really, really quickly and your costs will increase. And so you're going to need to really target, you know, start focus on manual bidding instead of the automatic bidding. And that's, you know, that's a beast on its own. It's for an entirely different video. But as a, you know, a base point, if you are looking to do manual bidding, I generally like to start at 80% of my break-even point. So if my break-even point is say $30, then I'd put my target cost per purchase within manual bidding, for example. I'd start it at 25% of that, 80% of that, whatever that is. Quick maths, it's like $24 or something, yeah? So $24, I would put my target cost. I'm really rubbish at writing, I'm sorry. $24 is my target cost for, you know, this campaign for the ad sets. And that would be how I'd set up my manual bidding. But like I said, it's completely sort of beast on its own. It's, you know, it's an entire video in itself, but that's kind of generally how you do it. So really when you're, to sort of summarize everything I've just said, you're going to start a test campaign. in here, and the whole purpose of this test campaign originally is to test your ads. Okay, that is the only thing you want to test. Test your variations of your ads using broad interests. Using broad interests in order to figure out whether it's, version 1, version 2, version 3, version 4, version 5, whatever it is, however many ads you want to test. You're using this test campaign in order to test how well your ads perform, which ones give you the cheapest costs, which give you the most engagement, and ultimately which ones are giving you sales kind of thing. Figure that out, figure out which one is your best ad, and then what you want to do, you want to create a test campaign for interests. Okay, this is technically kind of like the data phase in a sense. This is where you're going to collect more data, but you're still kind of testing at this point. You're testing interests using the winning ad. So let's just say winning ad 3 was here. So ad 3, test interests. So multiple different interests. Every single ad set has a single interest in it, but every single ad set has ad 3, okay, in it there. Once you've figured that out and you've found profitable interests, what you do then is you're going to create a campaign, like a scaling campaign. And then in this scaling campaign here, you're going to have all your profitable ad sets with your single interest. So all your profitable ad sets get put in here. All the ones with the return on advertising spend that are profitable, bring them into the scaling campaign with a, like a $200 budget or whatever, a $500 budget, whatever you want. And then each one of those ad sets will have ad 3 in them. And that is the basic crux of it. That's kind of how you do it, how you set it up. And then as you start, as these ad sets here become more and more profitable, then you start increasing this budget here by duplicating this into a brand new campaign. Don't ever start messing with budgets because it messes everything up. So duplicate into a brand new campaign. Let's just say you were doing the $200 a day. Duplicate all of this, every single one of them, or every single profitable one, should I say, into this new campaign, but then put this at, say, $500 a day or $1,000 a day, whatever you want to do, and then, just replicate this time and time again, duplicate to the next one, into the next one, into the next one kind of thing, and just keep increasing that budget by duplicating. So now you're going to have multiple campaigns running, multiple sort of ad sets, and it's going to allow you to spread the risk and really, make a profitable campaign. So that is really kind of how you go about testing, how you go about scaling, how you go about increasing your ads in a really structured way in order to maximize profits, in order to really grow your business to that 6- and 7-figure level. So that's it, guys. I hope you found it useful. If you want to keep learning how to grow your business, then make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're always reminded whenever new videos land on this channel. And if you want to learn about e-commerce and marketing and want to work with me closely over the next 90 days to build and launch a dropshipping business, then make sure you click the link below this video to book your free call and we can talk about your goals a little bit further. But that's the end of this one. I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you in the next one.